like a daddy Mac. Dan's 30 years got our way, trading life and markets every day. Rusty's chained to the mines, digging deep day by day. But when Option Omega releases new features, he's free to come out and play option. Omega, you're trading home, where every move makes you feel less alone.
Markets in turmoil.
Oh my gosh, guys! I was blissfully ignorant of future. I did check last night once. What happened? How low did it go? How high did it go? Troy, you're in the trading vehicle right now, like the vehicle of trading. I can tell you're locked in. What happened?
Yeah, I've been in the car since about 6 last night.
Since 6 o'clock.
Just swinging them.
Do you remember the show Cash Cab? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's Troy. You would have been great for that. Just driving around, someone comes in the back of the car. I love that show.
It'd be the losing cash cab. Let me do this real quick. Oh, don't want to do any of that. I want to hide our names always. Let me do this. So this is my trusty market profile.
Yeah, we haven't seen this in a while. That's great.
Yeah. So futures got down to 68.63.
Yeah.
Last night. Okay.
So 80 points below where they are right now. So we were down 100 points basically.
Yes.
100. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but here's what's interesting about market profile. You'll notice this little green line right here, right?
Yeah.
Well, that if you just scroll all the way back, what is that? It's just a visual note of, keep going here.
Oh, you got to go far.
I've got it zoomed in here, so I'm just letting it, rather than try to zoom in and save time, just go for it. Okay. This is from January 21st, where we spent the majority of time during the day. Just something to note. That was marked already. That's how it works. This little dark green line is marked.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting? I mean, isn't it just interesting that like a future, when it decides to like rebound, it just literally will stop at a tick of where we spent the majority of time in a previous week?
It is, and it went right under the 50-day, if I got this correct, the 50-day moving average, simple, 68.96. So we went about 30 points under there, which sometimes, that type of stuff. But then we did the boomerang up to 69.65. So we had a 100-point candle already today. But I think that market profile, I think there's a lot to that. I know Troy looks at it, and I'm interested. A lot of students will look at that because it gives you what date did you say? January 21st.
21st.
Now, let me ask you. So January 21st was almost 2 weeks ago. Is it saying that that's the most, where the most activity was since January 21st?
No, it's just saying on January 21st, that's where the majority of time was spent.
I got you. Okay.
And it just randomly to the tick on a down move stops at where we spent the majority of time. I just think that's interesting when you think about the market as an auction.
Yeah.
How that works. So I thought that was interesting. I closed out my nuclear well plays for a profit last night without the nuclear play happening, which is always a good
there
thing.
It is.
When I can be wrong on a prediction and still make money, that's a great day for old Troy.
Did you say the nuclear, which one? Oil, did you say?
No, I had a nuclear well play. I do have a nuclear well oil play, but that's still
okay.
The nuclear well Sunday night play was multiple ES put spreads of various lengths and time.
Debit spreads,
yeah.
Oh, neat.
And so nuclear well in the sense of WHALE.
I got you.
Like a well, like Las Vegas.
Got it.
Yeah. So
That's that Tennessee talk. We need
people.
we
Well,
need translators for us folks
Tennessee
who
talk.
spent most of our lives north of the MD.
I got that from a Chicagoan actually who bets a lot. And when he's putting like his final bet of the night, the biggest bet, he calls it the nuclear well play. And I like that a lot. So
I like, yeah.
I mean, you could call it the nuclear whale play, but then you'd have to translate both words.
Well,
So, we got it now, though.
we have a saying in Texas. I think it's
also in Tennessee.
I think it's also in Tennessee. Anyway, so we also got snow in Knoxville, which threw my whole weekend off, which was a fun week in a good way. I was just telling Dan, my son has an ATV, and he's 12, but he's very gifted at machines, and we let him loose this year. This is the first time ever he left the property, and he was gone for like an hour at a time, just driving through neighborhoods in Knoxville by himself. Before you call DCS on me or anything like that, he had a phone. He could call us at any time. We could track his movements, all those things. So,
it's kind of freedom. We have in our subdivision in Knoxville, there's a couple teenagers, and it's like, there was that song, "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." Well, boys want to have fun in subdivisions too. And it was just watching the excitement with these three, I don't know, maybe freshmen, maybe 8th grade, and they had some big 3-wheeler thing. And the thing is, with boys, it's like that conflict. They want speed, but on the other hand, there's neighbors there. And in our neighborhood, there's quite a few speed bumps. So it's interesting. A lot of times I'll just go on the side of the road, you take the kids off and watch these kids try to navigate. They want to go as fast as they can, but they know they'll get in trouble from their dad. They'll take away the 3-wheeler if they nail somebody, right? Or if they come close to nailing somebody and the neighbors get all crazy. But it's like your heart goes out to them. You like what they're doing, but how do you keep it safe? Like Nolan, though, he's not going through neighborhoods as much, or
he's driving through the back road. So he's basically taking back roads down to a main road. And then before he gets on the main road, he turns around and comes back.
So he's not seen a lot of people.
No. These are like roads that most people aren't able to drive on yet.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So he's just riding around on those.
How fast does it go, the 4-wheeler?
It'll go fast, but we've clocked him because we're tracking it. We've clocked him going like 32.
Which is
it's
decent.
Healthy. It's healthy.
I love it. I mean,
so anyway, when in doubt, buy a machine. If you need your kid to get out of the house for a little bit, buy a really fast machine on a snow day and let them just go, for an hour at a time and, go from there. So
I think he's onto something, Matt.
Anyway, and listen, I was sitting there. I told Melissa, my wife, who probably, doesn't like her name being mentioned on the internet. Shout out my wife. She was like, "What's wrong? You seem forlorn." And I was like,
"Forlorn."
She was like, "Nothing." And I was like, "Don't worry about it." She's like, "No, you can tell me. Obviously, you can tell me." I was like, "I feel stupid saying it." She was like, "Just tell me what's going on." I was like, "I don't want Iran to be bombed, but if we're gonna do it, I really want them to go ahead and do it tonight."
Get over with.
Just thinking, so good on us not bombing. It sounds like we're negotiating a nuclear. Matt, tell me, what is it?
Well, listen. Apparently, it's nuclear. I always was raised nuclear.
Yeah.
I don't know the different. My brain literally can't process.
Is that a Southern thing?
What you just said,
Dan? It was nuclear. It was nuclear until Bush, right? It was nuclear. Had you ever heard nuclear until George Bush?
Well, from Chicago, people mispronounce stuff all the time.
Right. So, hey, chat, jump in.
Chat. Yes, we need the chat to weigh in on this.
Yeah.
45 minutes on nuclear versus nuclear. I don't know. I don't know.
Nuclear or nuclear?
They're both the same.
They're the same. My brain really.
Well, and listen, there are verbal nuances. You've got lieutenant if you're English, lieutenant if you're American. Aluminum is how we say the metal here in the US. In Europe, it's aluminium. And I think the story with aluminum. Yeah, thank you, Stephen. I got allies here backing me up. Nuclear, that's right. But I think these verbal nuances emerge over time for various reasons. I think in the case of aluminium, as the Brits say, or aluminum, as the people that invented it say, I think it was a brochure that was misspelled, a sales brochure. And like, this is the story I heard. I'd have to research it, but fascinating topics as always. Troy, I feel like you're bearing the lead though. Aside from futures moving 100 points, did you also get like half a foot of snow or something?
Yeah, we talked about.
Briefly, but like, is it still? We had the power go out. It was -7 here on Friday night. Not a great night. Not a great night.
All night the power was out.
It was not. I have a thing in my bedroom that beeps when the power goes out, and it beeped at 1:30, and it was out. Came back on about 5. Again, it started beeping when it came back on. Of course, as the man of the house, I was monitoring, and I moved past monitoring, and the stage after monitoring, as everybody knows, is managing. So I got up and made sure none of the pipes froze, did what I could, was praying, was trying to fall back asleep. It was not working. And my sleep has been messed up for days, but none of our pipes froze. So -7, house got down to 52. We were okay. Everybody's good.
Hey, can I digress just for
Yes, please.
I mean, we went, when we're talking about words.
Futures love this. We're only down 20. So this, whatever's going on.
We'll talk a rally.
The markets are clearly tuned in. These algos are clearly watching the show.
I got a word for you. This weekend, I watched more of this UK baking show. You ever see it, the Great American Bake Off UK, than I ever wanted to. And I was starting to lose it a little bit just because it's like, am I really watching the 4th episode of this and I can blame the females in the family. But the thing is, they used a word that threw me. This lady, they were saying, one of the hosts, and I looked it up, and this lady had lost a bunch of weight, and she called it, I lost like 9 stones or stone. And I never heard, and I go, is this real? And I looked it up. Stone is, right? Have you ever heard that? So someone lost, I don't know, 9 stones would be over 100 pounds, I think, or 10 stones or whatever. Does anybody in the chat, do they use those words? But that was, I mean, on that show, a lot of times I'll hear words. I'm like, what? It's just interesting. The Brits will speak a little bit different.
Yeah, that show is a, and I don't want to get in trouble, but I don't assume many females are listening. That show is what females, like, it is one of the crazy, like, universal. I don't care, you're Republican, Democrat, whatever, like, every female gathers around the Great British Bake Off.
Are you serious? So it's that popular? Is it?
Very popular.
I did not know. I mean, it just kind of wears on you a little bit. But
thank you, chat. A stone is 14 pounds. I do not know.
Oh, it is 14 pounds. Okay, thank you.
You talk about, I mean, people make fun of like America for our like naming conventions, the Fahrenheit thing.
Yeah.
You tell me the logic of a stone being 14 pounds and all. Like, that's feels a little weird to me.
Well, at least
it's certainly not as good as percent hot. I'll tell you that.
If you're trying to lose weight, I have hope if I'm saying I'm going to lose 2 pounds, right?
Yeah.
You say I'm going to lose a stone.
I'm going to lose 3 stones.
I'm going to lose 3. I mean, come on. I mean, that's no fun. I mean, 1 pound is easier to lose than, a couple stones or whatever.
Yeah, listen, but that's the thing that I don't understand. Stone's way different. Not every stone is the same. Obviously, different way. Listen, I'm gonna I love our European partners and I love our European customers, and I want to preface this that I'm not talking to our European customers. I'm talking about European traders in general. Okay, can you guys just see something through for the first time? Like, if futures are down 100, can you just not constantly buy the dip at 3
not today
2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m.?
Listen, we're going to be green by the time this thing opens.
I know.
It's come back 80% of it, Troy.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was saying, but when you look at the market right now, people say, what's crazy? Okay, what does that mean? It's nuts. What does that mean? It's blah, blah, blah. What does that mean? I mean, reality is, what is the market? We're kind of range bound and we're still getting big candles. I mean, if you look over the last 10 days or so, but you would think, okay, that's fine. It's just, trade accordingly, right? We are getting, even last week, you're getting more 60, 70, 80 point candles in SPX than that. And I think, wouldn't you want that? At least you're getting a little bit of premium. I mean, VIX is looking like today on a 21 point move down in the futures, VIX could be opening at 18.5. We should be thankful. You got
I agree, Dan.
found market and a little bit of premium. Come on.
I was excited about where VIX was going to open when we were down 100. That's all.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like I wanted a VIX post. I wanted a 22, 23 VIX at open.
Oh, I got you. How high did VIX? I mean, were you getting a little premium? At least in the ES, you could sell out those puts, right? Or the put spreads.
I did. I got enough juice to sell the put spreads and get out of them. And it wasn't the goal, the profit goal that you put those on for. But you got up for a profit, which is nice. And then someone in the chat last night, I put this in there. I was like, hey, I got rid of my nuclear well plays.
No.
And
nuclear whale.
They said it's a little early. We're only down 80.
Yeah.
And you can go back on the show Friday just to recap, but like our starships, like our warships in the region, we have multiple nuclear war well plays. Like this was just phase one of the nuclear.
Well, listen, in all seriousness, not because we haven't been serious the whole time.
I am serious, but yes, go ahead.
Listen, Brent's down 5.
Yeah.
Gold's down. Gold and silver are both down about 4. Again, there's different measures. I'm just using CFDs. It's simple.
Yeah.
And so like what happened Friday, like if you would have said that, how much was silver down? 30%? Is that right? Like if you would have said silver is down 30% and ES right now is down 0.3% the following day.
Right.
I mean, I'm kind of impressed. I'm kind of impressed. Like I heard all this stuff about Bitcoin crashing over, like I try to stay off the X too much on the weekends, but I guess Bitcoin I mean, we've got some Bitcoin people. Shout out to IBIT, by the way. If anybody's trading on IBIT, we're taking a look at IBIT these days. IBIT is an ETF that's connected to Bitcoin. You can actually trade options on it. And the options volume on IBIT is starting to grow. It's a new ETF. It's like less than 2 years old, but people are like, it's emerging as the vehicle for people that like want to trade options on Bitcoin. It's an easy way to do it just in your broker without doing some sort of complicated crypto only type.
Right. It's $47.
Yeah. Yes, it's cheap. You're right, Dan. And so Bitcoin, this is not a Bitcoin show and I'm not an expert, but I mean, Bitcoin did have a little dipple down. I continue to think someday I'm going to wake up and Bitcoin's going to be down 30%.
Wow.
And Qs are going to be down like 5%. I mean, it just seems like that. I think I've talked about that before. It just seems like that could trigger something, but you look at it now and it's, Bitcoin bounced quite nicely, I guess. It's still below 80 grand. But.
Matt, what's your thought on the silver for this week? Silver down 30%.
Listen,
could it be the same thing in silver or just?
I have no, I don't know. The silver markets that's what I'm saying is like silver market has so much notional in it. I'm surprised it didn't bleed into SPX a little bit more. I will say this. I had a friend who's trading double calendars on SLV on Friday and posting these trades on the Discord. And I did one and it felt like I was trading on like April 9th or April 10th. It was so great. Troy, you want to comment?
It was me.
It was double calendars on SLV.
I love it, Troy.
So a couple things with that. I'm waving at my friendly cigar shop guys coming into work for the morning. A couple things. Yes, 30% down. DCs, I would put DCs on, and they would just, like 2 minutes later, get 10%.
Really?
Yeah, they were just moving.
Oh, because the vol, yeah.
The vol, yeah.
Yeah, and can I use this opportunity to hijack the discussion and talk about Dan?
Yes.
Dan, I traded some just very small size SLV DCs. I'm too busy right now to do as many of those type of discretionaries as I want to.
Yeah.
But this is important if you're new. Let me talk about this. If you are manually trading during some sort of market event, Dan has talked for years about being patient with entries and exits. And when Troy says he was scalping and getting like 10% instantly, the trade I entered, I got I don't know what I made, probably a lot less than 10%. But here's the point. That I watched for like 2 minutes. That price was so flipping jumpy. And I thought I got a good fill. It turns out I didn't get a good fill. The price eventually jumped and I got out and made enough to pay for Chinese dinner, which is my favorite Friday night dinner.
Yeah.
But to the point, when you have a crazy volatile event right now, if you're manually trading, it can get jumpy. And that's what you've always said is for new people that are learning the art, they're doing a manual trade, watch the bid, watch the ask, be patient. And I think Troy, in this case, we weren't trading exactly the same spreads, but I put it on, it was immediately down 15%. And I thought I had watched for like 2 minutes and it was so slippy though. I had stepped up the bid. I started, it was the bid ask was so broad. It wasn't like a technical wide bid ask, but it was it was pretty ugly. You could drive a semi through it. So it just made me think of what you said about you got to be patient during a market kind of event.
Well, and they have, I don't know. I haven't been in shout out to Tom Lee. I have not been in the trading pits for a while, but again, they would have rules by the exchange. So the wider, because they look at, okay, all these market makers, whether it be in silver or SPX, they should hedge this stuff.
Yeah.
So the bigger the move in the market, they basically give the market makers, say, look, you can make the markets almost as wide as you want. And the market makers start drooling on themselves because, no, I'm joking, because it's like, okay, but they need to, because in silver, I mean, maybe you could hedge against, you need volume in ETF. Maybe they're doing, I don't know if there are futures in silver, but they need something to hedge against their options, right? Just like SPX, they're hedging against the futures. So if they're jumping, in the futures, SPX or ES, 30 points at a shot or 40, SPX is going to widen these markets out. So they're aware. So there's the problem that you guys are saying is, okay, now I'm Joe Retail. I go in there and want to do my spread. You have the propensity to be down 20% on your opening price, right? Because that's why it's like yes. Matt and Troy, you've got to watch it 2 minutes. If it's a debit transaction, start it low.
And this, and let me clarify, this is not a normal, this was basically a black swan. I think you could call this a black swan.
Well,
I mean, it was in the,
it was 1980. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 40 something years. Yeah.
So once out of every 50 years or whatever, like 1 in a million, very rare. Point is, it's very rare. But I thought your comments on it were,
I think that's,
them.
I think
would you call it a black swan in the sense that, here's to me, I mean, if we had like when SPX starts going up 8 days in a row, 9 days in a row, 10, if it starts going fast, VIX all of a sudden will stop and it'll start ticking up. And when you get silver, when you have a move up of, I don't know what the move was, Troy and Matt, like in a week or whatever, it's the what's the great roller coaster for teenagers, Cedar Point.
Yeah, Cedar Point.
It's like this. When it comes down, it's not coming down a point.
No, silver's still up for the year. I mean, it's like
quite a bit, isn't it, man?
Not that much. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, we opened the year. I'm just going to use again CFDs on January 2nd. It opened at like $72 and we're at like 82 right now. So yeah, I mean, like I think, like again, these terms are all relative, and Taleb is the guy who coined the term. Nassim Taleb coined the term black swan, so he has like a technical definition. I don't know if he'd call this a black swan. He would probably say a lot what you're saying, Dan, which is maybe the swan was going up rather than coming down. But the point is, it hasn't happened, Troy, in 42 years, 45 years. So I'm comfortable calling a once in 50 year event a black swan. So
this is how you know it's a big event. And I don't know what to call it, but this is how you know it's a big event. A couple days ago, I think we put a silver straddle on, right? Just in modeled a silver straddle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
To watch it. And the silver straddle, because the move up was so violent, implied volatility is bid as heck in that, right? So it's the classic case of, do you really want to own a long straddle like when silver is that? Because normally what's going to happen is we're going to go down and we're going to crash, right? But the crash isn't going to just be the price, it's going to be the vol, because the skew structures towards the call side, and so in a similar way, SPX goes up violently. Usually, sometimes the market, especially if there's a lot of juice already in, think about that day, if we've gone down 5% in a week and we suddenly go up 2% in a day, you're going to lose a lot of vol, right? SPX. Well, similar thing. If we've gone up, and that's the equivalent of vol going up in silver, and we go down real big, usually you would need an outsized move to make money on a straddle because of the vol. Well, guess what? A 30% move in a day is an outsized move.
Yeah.
Boom. Troy, how much was this? This was a $2,700 debit, but you bought it at the time. You put this on when, or modeled it when?
Oh, I want to say early last week or week before.
Yeah. I think last week, Troy. Maybe I'm wrong.
So, I mean, this is a
Feb 2nd, it says there. No. Oh, that's today. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This is February 27th. So,
oh, wow.
That far out. You bought so much Vega. We said, like, you're not going to want to own something like this because we wanted to watch the vol crush.
Right.
Well, when you drop 30% in a day, that can outsize the thing. It's the similar thing. It reminded me the other day. I was thinking about this, like the idea of buying a 0-day SPX straddle during the April madness with tariffs. Well, that thing was like $30,000 to buy a straddle for 0-day. That was the vol.
Right.
Here's the crazy thing. You would have made money the day we went up 10%.
Yes. Yes. A lot.
Yeah. Now, should you do that? Never.
No.
Never.
Ever.
Not financial advice, but look at history.
Pretty close to financial advice.
Yeah.
Never, ever do that.
2 days a year. Yeah.
That's right. Oh, man. I mean, yeah. And you're not going to make enough those days to outset the losers. And so, anyway, I just thought that was interesting that was the size move that we had in Silver Friday. And, who knows what's going to happen. CNBC is hilarious to me because I looked at, they can't keep up with the speed of the market right now, which is always funny to me. Like, I'm looking at CNBC, market, silver crashes another 10%. By the time I read that, and their banners on top, silver's up 4%.
Oh, I agree. Right.
Yes. Yes. This is the classic. It's like, guys, they've been doing this for years. I remember during COVID, they would run a headline because we have a couple point intraday swings in COVID, and it would be flat out wrong. And they would update part of the headline, but part of it would still be wrong. It's like, guys, the market's up now. It's not down anymore.
That's
or
right.
vice versa.
And so what do you guys think? I mean, listen, it's going to be a crazy week one way or another. We're negotiating nuclear.
It's just
stuff
new and
with
clear.
Iran, which is kind of funny to me. I mean, I was trying to read. I've got a lot of monitoring the situation set up right now.
Yeah.
My intel tells me that Israel really wants to strike Iran, which is not surprising to me.
Yeah.
And they see it as a pretty big missed opportunity if we have a bunch of warships in the region and we don't use them. And it sounds like we're trying to get an actual nuclear deal, which are two different things we're trying to do.
Yeah, but go ahead, man.
No, I'm.
Go ahead.
I'm holding myself back.
You're a
Go ahead,
potential
Dan.
rant. I don't want to get in the way
Go
of
ahead.
that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
All
go
right.
ahead.
I'll keep talking.
Okay.
Listen, I'll
Now,
keep going.
listen,
Keep going.
here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. I'm just so far the market's been more resilient than I expected. I expected something more when you have that much notional. And can we just even talk about this? When was FOMC? Last
Wednesday.
week. And then we run for the earnings. Like this is another heavy earnings week. Do you guys have like,
yeah, similar on a smaller scale? You have Amazon Thursday or Amazon.
yes, thank you, Dan.
Google comes out Wednesday after the close, Thursday, Amazon after the close. So you have that Thursday, Friday, big catalyst, plus from news, I think they're saying Friday with the initial claims or all that stuff. So like kind of a baby last week where early part of the week, quiet, sunny. It's like Knoxville last week or Greenville. You get a couple nice days. Everybody goes to the grocery store. We went in a whole, different grocery stores, nothing on the shelves. It's like the end of the world. And then Thursday, Friday look like the catalyst, whether they move or not. And also I want to encourage people to look just what Troy was saying with the straddle. Go in and look at the straddle for Friday in Google and Amazon. And that'll give you an idea that, it's basically if you buy the straddle, you better have the biggest, you need a much bigger expected move, a much bigger move. It's like Evel Knievel's got to go, 500 yards just to live. And then, because the break evens on those straddles are so wide, you're insane to buy. That's what we're talking about in a small account challenge, or not the challenge, the small account, just when you're a beginner, there should be a state law that you can't buy for beginners and earnings or veterans. You can't buy the straddles. You have to buy some type of vertical debit spread because that'll protect you from yourself, right? Because if you sell an option against a long option, you're kind of taking care of volatility. You're cutting your risk by about 20-fold, so you can survive. Again, you can go in, take a shot in Amazon or Google on these, relatively expensive stocks. Spend $150.
Yeah.
If you lose, you can still go to Chick-fil-A. You can go wherever you want, but you got a chance to make a couple 100%. That's the excitement of me, but you go in there and buy a call or a put, bad things can happen,
I think, Dan, we talked about this whole vertical debit spread, not to totally shill our own shows here, but I'm just going to shill our own shows for a second. Dan and you talked about a vertical debit spread in Microsoft on the Options for Beginners show, which is on YouTube. And Microsoft's at 430 right now. That's what it closed out on Friday. And we were looking at that expiration. I think it was at 470 when we talked about putting that spread on. So, I mean, to the point, these things move a lot. Another earnings week. I haven't looked. Apparently Disney, anybody in the chat, can you let us know did Disney report? There's a lot of big companies.
Palantir is early.
Palantir, AMD is after close tomorrow. Qualcomm after close Wednesday. Amazon after close Thursday. And then there's a lot of other kind of like memeable stocks that people will play a lot of options on. The Reddit, which is a meme stock itself, Thursday. There's some heavy bio this week, like Chipotle. Like it's all over the map. Did I say Alphabet already is the big one? I think it's probably the biggest this week on Palantir today, AMD tomorrow, Alphabet Wednesday, Amazon Thursday, all after the close. So to the point, we might see some more candles. The candles and futures may continue.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever watch Average True Range at all?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's really candles, right? I think that's for people to get, it's almost like an indicator to look for people to look at. It's like you go outside. Is the driving choppy? How is it? And I think to me, when you're looking at 2 or 3 days out of 5, the average true range, when you're getting the distance between a high low and the SPX when you're getting at least a couple days of 70, there's a little bit of spice there, right? Now, it doesn't mean you could have, like we did, you can have a an ATR relatively high, you can have big candles and you could look at the end of the weekend where net haven't changed, right? So there's no necessarily, I mean, usually you could say there's a correlation at times where we can move in one direction, but you can have big volatility, big candles and go nowhere, right? But it does mean, to me, it is a warning sign because it's like, you're seeing the volcano starting to erupt. Well, the lava is not going down and taking out your house, but that's not good, right? It can, right? And if the market straightens out, again, we're going to have, in my opinion, this year, we're going to have a 5 or 6% down move, right? Period. You say, Dan, how can you be so sure? April, we were down stinking 15, 16%.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to have a 6%. What is that on 7,000? So you're talking 400 points, and I think what unnerves people, it could happen in 3-4 days, right? And that's what people don't, they get unnerved with. But it's healthy, right? And it's like you need rain. We need this to go down 400 or 500 points, right? But anyways, we'll see.
No, I mean, I think that's right. And this week's going to be pretty crazy, I think. I mean, again, I really, my prediction meter is going down per day, but, something's going to happen with Iran. I'm shocked. I will put this out there. I mean, Matt does a good job of explaining President Trump's negotiating style a lot. Like, I agree. I'm not saying that meanly. I'm saying like you do a good job explaining that. I think this one's a little weird. I can't imagine he would feel like, I just can't imagine that any American president would feel like they actually accomplished a nuclear deal with Iran.
What do you mean?
Good point. I agree.
Because they just lied. Iran lied.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, well, I mean, there was that deal in our, like 8-10 years ago when we sent them, remember the pallets of cash? Like somebody took a picture of like,
well, yeah, but
that was a nuclear deal.
That was Trump's thing, was that's a terrible deal. Right. So I mean, that's the thing. It's like,
it's a terrible deal. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what a good
deal man likes to talk about deals. What else can we say? The deal
deals,
man.
So. Listen, on that note, we've got lots of deals to work out today because markets are about to open. I think, yeah. Oh, important note, no show today at 11. No Monday show today at 11. We'll be back Wednesday. That's not Dan's fault. That's my fault.
And real quick, Troy, in the next 3 shows, Wednesday, Friday, and the next Monday, we'll be focusing on the wheel, the wheel strategy, but more trying to talk about the wheel. But is there a better way to do the traditional wheel, moving us towards the all options wheel? So we'll be working on that the next week.
Love it. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where these silver DCs open. I'm excited to try to claw back some of these ES nuclear well plays that I've got left on.
Nailed it.
Love it. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good day, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.